Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. You are the potter. It's Eli, right? And it was Maddie? Okay, very good. How are you? How are you? Oh God, make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. Good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Today's picnic day. That's going to be fun. So I hope you can stay for the picnic. Let's see. We have a story. And it is a story about a guy who comes to Jesus in the middle of the night, because he needs to stay undercover. He's looking for Jesus in the middle of the night. His name is Nicodemus, and he comes to him and he says, "Teacher, we know you've got to be from God because of the things you do and say." So Jesus goes straight to the point of how you get into God's kingdom. Wouldn't that be great to know? That'd be good information, right? Jesus says, to get into God's kingdom, you have to be born again. No, that's not easy. You're right. How many of you out there are literalists? Some people are saying, no, not me. So, you said it's not easy. Because let me just ask, do you think you would fit back in your mom? To be born a second time? That would be a real problem. Huge problem. And that's exactly what Nicodemus was thinking. Now that a man is old, how could he enter again into his mother's womb? That makes no sense, Jesus. And Jesus is thinking, you're thinking too literally. Use your imagination, Nicodemus. He says that's what's born of flesh is flesh. That's what is born of the Spirit is spirit. You've got to be born of water and the Spirit to enter God's kingdom. So Jesus is talking about something a little different. He's talking about a birth that comes from God, and he calls it a birth of water and the Spirit. Now, here's something really kind of interesting to know, which maybe you guys know, and that is when we talk about a baby being born, one of the first things that happens to know that today is the day the baby's going to be born is that the water breaks. Have you heard people talk about that? Okay. Well, you have to go back and ask your mom about that. When did the water break? You're welcome. I've got all kinds of special talents like that. So the water breaks because the baby is inside the mom and inside a big sack of like water. And when that water comes out, that's when you know the baby's coming out too. Born of water and the Spirit. And so in the church, we use water as a reminder of that gift of new birth and new life. And we use water in baptism. And well, there's not water in there yet. It's in the pitcher up there, but it'll be in there for later. Yeah? Pretty neat, isn't that? So I want to ask you guys to pray with me. Will you guys repeat after me? Dear God, we thank you for your love. We thank you for the gift of birth and the gift of new birth by your Spirit. Amen. Now, before you guys go back, I want to remind you we are collecting food for the Food Pantry Partner. Remember that? Pounding the Pastor. We started that last week. And we are also collecting change for our friends at Mission Central. And I have 4 buckets here, 4 construction buckets. And if you look at them, you can see, boy, they have been used for construction. I rinsed them out, but they're still quite obvious. So, what I'm going to want you to do is I'm going to want you to pair up with a bucket, and I'm going to want you to go through the congregation, you and a buddy holding the bucket handle. Go ahead and stand up and grab a bucket. And I want you to go and collect as many coins as you can and bring them up. You guys want to pair up? You going? Here we go. You guys want to pair up? Yes? Yes. Oh, Chris is reminding me we do accept paper in lieu of coinage. So you guys can walk. Why don't you guys walk down this side, down that side there? Take the bucket together.